Hey there, friends! My name is Desiree, aka Mama Friendly, and I'm trying something a little different this year when it comes to our homeschooling. All of the main information is going to be found in the very first video of this series, which I'll link up here in case you've missed it. But the Cliff's Notes version is that I've been homeschooling my son his entire life. He's 9 years old and on the autism spectrum. He has nonverbal autism along with a few other medical diagnoses. My son also has a complete and absolute undying love for all things Disney, much like his mama. So this year I thought it would be fun to give our unit studies a little bit of a Disney twist. So every 2 weeks this year we're going to start a new unit study based on a Disney ride, movie, character, etc. We're going to be doing our academic work around that theme, but also at least one cooking activity and at least one art activity. So in these videos, I want to show you guys some of the things that we do to fit the theme, and I have a Pinterest board pertaining to each of the themes. And so along with every single one of these videos, there's going to be a link in the description box to that particular theme's Pinterest board. So make sure that you check those out because I am only showing you some of the things that we're getting into every week, but the board is going to have more activities and also activities for kids of different ages and different abilities. So with all that being said, let's get into our theme. Let's count how many. 1, 2, 'How many? 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, how many?
6.
Okay, now find 6. That's it. There you go. Alright friends, it's that time of the video where I show you all of the themed attractions that you can find all over the world, Disney World and otherwise, for Toy Story. This one that we're starting off with is my son's absolute favorite ride ever, I think. This is Slinky Dog Dash, and it is a roller coaster that you can find in Toy Story Land in Disney's Hollywood Studios in Orlando. So that's something fun about Toy Story in particular, is that there's not just a couple rides or an attraction. There's a whole land that you can really immerse yourself in with this theme. This is the original Toy Story ride. This is Toy Story Midway Mania. It might just be called Toy Story Mania now. And this is a shooter ride. It's got screens and it's like a 3D thing where you wear 3D glasses and you kind of shoot stuff at the screen like it's a Midway game. This one's also a lot of fun. They have a version in Disney World and also in Disneyland. I think in California Adventure, I might be wrong, but point is that there's 2 identical rides on either coast. What I've been doing lately with these homeschool themed videos is that I've been putting a playlist in the description box that has all of these videos linked in it. So I'm only showing you little bits so that I can give you examples of all the different attractions you can find all over the world. But if you wanted to sit and watch all of them with your kiddos from beginning to end, you can just click that link that I'll be putting in the description box, and that'll take you to the playlist with all of the attractions that I found for this theme. Here's one more Toy Story themed ride that you can find at Toy Story Land in Hollywood Studios. It's Alien Swirling Saucers, and this is so much fun. My son really likes this one too. He's just a big fan of Toy Story Land in general, I think. And this is kind of like a whip ride. So you get in your little cart, you don't control anything, or you just basically hang on, and it whips you around from disc to disc. It's a lot of fun. I might have to correct myself. This might be the original Toy Story ride. This is Buzz Lightyear's Ranger Spin, and it's another dark ride shooter type game. This is in the Magic Kingdom, and I believe that this was around before Toy Story Mania. And here's one more Toy Story themed attraction. This is RC Racer Roller Coaster, and it's in Hong Kong Disneyland. It's just like a back and forth sort of roller coaster like this, like an arch that goes back and forth really, really high, it looks like. But you're riding an RC racer car just like Woody and Buzz do in the movie.
Maybe this one?
Yay! Wow, nice work!
Lindo, papi!
Yay! That's it! Yay! Good work! Yay!
One more.
You ready? Alright friends, it's time for this theme's cooking activity, and I was inspired by a treat that you can get at Disney's Hollywood Studios at Woody's Lunchbox. We're going to make Woody's LunchBox Tarts, which is basically like a homemade Pop-Tart, except obviously it's not homemade, it's made at Disney World. But what I'm going to be using, super easy, this is my favorite allergy-friendly pie crust. Unfortunately, I couldn't just get a pie crust sheet. I've never seen those before. I've only ever seen these, so this is what I got. I also have this, which is gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free Nutella, basically, and it tastes exactly like the original. I've got some raspberry fruit spread because I don't like jelly. I like, you know, the closer it is to the actual fruit, the better for me. And we also have some frosting, just plain vanilla frosting, but you can add coloring to it if you'd like to make it look more authentic. So I've let these sit out thawing for about a half hour so they're easier to work with. And the irony of today, I'm going to plop these out and roll them out, so I don't care if they're wrecked, and yet they're absolutely perfect. This never happens with any pie crust. Actually, I guess that one's a little bit cracked there, so I don't feel so bad now. Yeah, buddy, he has opinions on this too. So I'm going to preheat my oven to 375. That's based on a recipe I found online, not based on the package directions, which is probably what I should go by because the recipe online is not gluten-free. He is so hyper today. But the plan is I'm going to plop these out here onto my fish cutting board, which I have never used for fish because we're not a big fish family and I'm allergic to shellfish. I'm going to plop these out here, roll them out as evenly as possible, and try to cut them into even pieces, like even rectangles. And we're going to make some with this dairy-free Nutella, basically, but it's gluten-free, dairy-free Nutella, which I absolutely love. It tastes exactly like the actual real thing, but none of the bad stuff. And I've also got some of this raspberry spread. I don't know what actual flavors they use at Hollywood Studios. I feel like they alternate with the season, and I've never actually eaten them at the park because theirs are not gluten-free. So I'm making flavors that I know that we'll enjoy. So the thing about working with pie crust is it's a little bit tricky because you want it warm enough, I'm using the word warm loosely here, to be able to work with it, to make it pliable, but you still want it cold enough that it will hold its shape once you've given it a shape. And it seems that half an hour at room temperature was way too warm for this pie crust. So we rolled it out here. I tried my best to shape it with a pizza cutter, but then I realized that it was not holding the shape I was giving it. So I ended up just kind of rolling it back into a ball and sticking it back in the freezer actually for about 20 minutes so that we could attempt it again. Okay, trying this again, but we have parchment or whatever, wax paper on the bottom and on the top, and see if we can keep it from sticking to the mat now. Those are not the same shape at all. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. That was terrible. Close enough-ish. It's just so hot in this house too that like the moment that this leaves the fridge or freezer, it's already too hot to work with. And the thing about pie crust is you have to be fast. There's no chance at fast with these temperatures. That's definitely better than we had going last time. So I think we're onto something with this wax paper situation. So we're gonna make a couple tiny ones, I guess, for now. I just want to make sure that it can be done so that I can show y'all in the video how I did it. And then beyond that, I'll continue to make the rest of them because I've got everything here to do so. But maybe I won't make them all today. Maybe we'll just be having Toy Story LunchBox Tarts for the next week or so. This actually could be a great idea for like a fresh snack or fresh breakfast. Just pop them in the oven, pre-make this whole situation and just freeze them. Again, that would mean I have to like do all this. Which, I mean, this is the easiest recipe probably that we've made all year in our homeschooling because this is all pre-made ingredients that we're just throwing together and baking. But I really did not anticipate this pie crust being so difficult to work with. So I guess we've all learned something today. At this point, I don't care if they're the same size as each other, like tart to tart. I'm more concerned about trying to get the halves as equally sized as possible so that I can make evenly sized tarts and they'll cook properly and seal properly, etc. I'm not even sure who goes with who at this point, and obviously I would have preferred them longer and rectangular so they look more like the real thing, but it's fine. We are going to just appreciate what we have. Here, Papa, you want to help me with the jam? We'll do some raspberry first. Actually, you know what might be fun since we have 3? I'll do 1 raspberry, 1 Nutella, and we'll do the last one kind of a mix of both. You gonna help me? This is probably too much filling. We'll put a little bit. Actually, that ended up being just fine. We'll do a little more boop on this one, or a little less rather. And let's get some of the Faux-tella over here. We'll grab some, about that much, and put it there, and a little less and put it on this one. This is our very first attempt, so we have no idea how much filling is too much filling. We have no idea if these are going to seal at all or how that's going to look or work. This is all a learning process, but that's what we're here for, right? To learn. Honestly, unless these burn, even if they pop, even if they don't come out as golden as we'd like, whatever. I honestly can't imagine how Nutella, raspberry jam, pie crust, like how can you go wrong? So I'm gonna grab this one now, do one of these, grab this one, do one of these, and then we're gonna kind of sandwich these friends. Boop, 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 so that they stay together. See, look, boop, 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 boop. And we'll go bing, 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 bing. Nice work, friend. Hey, can I have a 5? Thanks. Okay, I'm gonna do a little egg wash situation. I don't know if this is necessary really, but why not? Give it some color. They look nice. I mean, they're not the size or shape I anticipated, but they do look nice. And like I said, with these flavors, like these ingredients, I really don't see how we can go wrong here. We're gonna do 375, let's say 15 minutes, and we'll check on them then and see what's up, because the insides don't have to cook. So it's just a matter of getting the pie crusts nice and brown. So here they are. Da, 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 da. Look nice and golden and beautiful. Now while these cool so we can frost them, I am going to start working on that second batch. And I also have some regular pie crust. Of course, these already come in a sheet, so this is going to be much easier to work with, because apparently when you have allergies, you just always have to work a little harder. So the plan is to do all of the gluten-free, dairy-free ones, and once I'm done with them, I'm going to probably just use the rest of this jar, so no worries there. But I will likely just put some of the fruit spread in a bowl so that I don't have to dip the spoon back in here after it's touched the non-gluten-free pie dough. And I will make some regular ones as well. Again, I'm sure that those will be much easier to work with. Unfortunately for us, probably much tastier, because that's just the way of the world. I'm just happy to have an option that my son and I can share. We're going to... Oh, they're so nice how they move. I'm gonna move these aside, cool them down, work on the second batch of gluten-free ones, and then we'll frost and taste these. This isn't the easiest frosting to work with, but since it's getting melty, it's kind of turning out to be like an icing, which is exactly what you want for these tarts. So it's working out. I didn't expect it to when I started with it, but be patient and it will melt down and take on the perfect texture actually. And I believe the ones at the park have sprinkles too. That's kind of cute. So I don't remember which is which, so I'm just gonna grab one. That looks really nice. It's still nice and warm. Looks like it cooked through well. Oh my gosh. I just got crust and frosting then, but that's already really good. Mmm. That appears to be the plain raspberry, and it's amazing. So in theory, these are super easy to make. You just have to be quick with the dough. And again, if you're making them not gluten-free, I'm sure it's much easier. I'll find out in a minute. But definitely recommend. It's a fun, easy thing to do, and they're super yummy. Well, howdy friends, that's gonna do it for our Toy Story themed homeschool unit study. We really had so much fun with this theme, but we really love Toy Story, so that's not a surprise to me at all. The cooking activity was fun. It was, I could see how depending on your mood it could be a little bit frustrating to work with the pie dough that way. But we had a lot of fun doing it, and the results were fantastic. I said it a million times, but I'll say it again. You really can't go wrong with pie crust, fruit jam, and Nutella. Come on. We had a lot of fun with Mr. Potato Head, of course. We had a lot of fun with our Legos, and there are so many more art and sensory type activities in the Pinterest board. We kind of ran out of time. We had so much fun with our toys that we didn't get around to like an actual art activity, but that's cool because, you know, Mr. Potato Head is great for fine motor if you're learning body parts, and Legos, of course, are another great tool for fine motor exploration, motor planning, following directions. There's a lot of educational relevance to all of these sorts of toys and activities. But if you want even more ideas, as always, I'm going to be linking the Pinterest board in the description box of this video so that you can check out not only everything we did, but also everything we didn't. And even though we're done with this theme, anytime I come across a relevant recipe or art project or something, I always go back and add it to the boards. So the boards are constantly changing and evolving, and I try my best to make sure to include activities for kiddos of all ages and all abilities. activities. So make sure you check back often because there's always going to be something new to do. I'd love to know if you're planning on doing any of these activities with your kiddos, and let me know in the comments what's your favorite Toy Story character. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, I hope you'll please give it a big thumbs up. I'd also love it if you'd subscribe and click that notification bell because I post at least 3 times a week and I wouldn't want you to miss a minute. Thanks so much again for watching. Bye!